All right, this one is really cool. I got to admit, I just found a new feature inside of Pro Tools that I'm pretty excited about. I had no idea it existed. I've never heard about it before, and it's crazy helpful. It's crazy helpful for me, and I would consider myself like a Pro Tools expert. So if you're a beginner or learning Pro Tools, this is going to be the most useful tool I can imagine. First off, if you're new here, welcome. It's great to have you here. My name is Malcolm and I teach DIY audio things. And if you like this kind of thing, you should also go check out my podcast, The Self-Recording Band Podcast, because if you're geeky enough to watch audio YouTube channels, you'll probably also like a DIY recording podcast, I would bet. And in addition to that, there is also a free mixing resource down below called Standout Mixes, and it teaches you how to get better mixes on your own without having to buy any new plugins or anything like that. Free workshop, and that's just down below in the description. But on to the topic of today's video, what did I find? I found inside of Pro Tools a little robot that will help you do all sorts of things. I so desperately wanted to put AI in the title of this video, but I resisted. I knew it was wrong. I knew it was clickbait, so I didn't do it. I think it's probably better if I just show you, and then you can see how useful this would be for your specific workflow. What you're going to want to do is go up to Window, and then select this bottom little option here that I've never seen before called Pro Tools Search. If you click that, this little search bar pops up, and it does exactly what you would think. It lets you search pretty well anything inside of Pro Tools and enable or disable that option, or load an instance or close an instance of pretty well anything you could need. I'll show you a couple examples to get you started, and then I'll tell you why I think this is going to be super helpful for me and why I think this is going to be incredibly helpful for beginners and people that don't know where to find everything in Pro Tools. I'm going off the top of my head here, but let's say Beat Detective, which is commonly used for editing drums. All we're going to type in is beat, and then there you are. It has Beat Detective, and it also has a bunch of other stuff. So you might actually discover cool things in here that you didn't know you could do as well. But now if I hit Beat Detective here, it loaded Beat Detective. And honestly, I don't even know how to get to Beat Detective without a full-size keyboard, because then I can do Command 8 on the number pad and that brings it up. But that doesn't work on a MacBook keyboard. You have to find it in the menu bar. Way easier to just use the search bar. But of course, shortcuts are everything, and going up to Window and then down to Pro Tools Search every time you need this tool is just way too slow. So this only really works if you learn the shortcut, and that is Shift-Control-S. That brings up that search bar again. So let's do Beat Detective again, bring it up, and then I can once again, bring it down. So that's just one example, but what if we wanted to clean up a dialogue track or something like that, or a vocal, and get some clicks out of it? We could type in RX, which is my audio repair suite, and then look at that. I've got all of my RX stuff ready to go. So declick, bam, it has loaded that up, and now I can just run it on different instances along a track as needed. Say I want to turn on heat, which is like the Pro Tools built-in analog kind of warmth plugin. I can do the same shortcut, Shift-Control-S to bring up the search bar, type in heat. Activate heat. Heat is now turned on. There's like literally thousands of different shortcuts available to you in here. If you just type a single letter, you'll see how many different options there are. There's probably things you didn't even know were possible inside of Pro Tools that are just a few clicks away now. Like here's a fun one, it's delete fades. So you could just highlight a big comped track, and if you wanted to do all the fades on that track, just go select delete fades, and it's not going to delete the whole track or the different clips, it's only going to delete the fades. Now for me, this is really cool because if I can't remember how to get a certain function that I don't use very often, I can just search it up now, and that's super handy. But it's also a starting point for when I have an idea of how I can do something more efficiently. I can just try and use some prompts to figure out maybe there's already a tool built into Pro Tools that will pull this off for me. But if you're a beginner to Pro Tools, I think this is going to be even more helpful because you don't know all the shortcuts. You don't know all the tools even yet. So you pretty much have this search bar, again, Shift-Control-S, and you can just go looking, go hunting, be like, I wish I could do this. I wish I could consolidate these different regions into a single track. Well, let's try typing in consolidate. There it is, consolidate selection. Bam. Done. It's like having a little robot that's just going to help you get things done. And when you don't know what's possible, this opens up a whole world. I can't recommend enough just going into this and just playing around and putting in different letters to find different options. It's going to improve your ability with Pro Tools and your knowledge of what is possible hugely. If it's helpful for me, it'll definitely be helpful for you. And again, I had no idea this existed. I just found it and decided to make this video like 5 minutes later. So short one, not very thorough, but it's exciting. It is super exciting, I think, especially if you're a nerd. like me. Okay, I hope you got some value out of this. Again, check out the free mixing resource down below, and I'll be back next week with another video. But if you want to just keep watching some more stuff and learn more about Pro Tools and recording, there's another video for you. Yeah, it's probably here. It might be here. One of the two. See you next time.